It's just so funny. It's brilliant. Oh, we gone live. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I'm a stickler for starting on time. So, but welcome everybody to the 10th CREEM stream. Irate Prostate here, and I'm hanging here obviously with a big fan of UB40 cognitive thought.
yeah. The biggest fan of UB40 ever. I only know that.
That's excellent, man. That was excellent. And how come I see you have graced our presence with yours? Say howdy, brother.
Hey everybody, it's me again. I'm always here on the CREEM stream, usually every Friday night. I mean, I am a regular.
And what's that saying?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
If this stream doesn't make you, if this stream doesn't make you cream, what? You're doing something wrong. That's right. All right.
Because we're just that sexy. Or the worst comes to the worst, just engulf your gullet in cream. That's what you do.
Oh man, God, that was from last week. We went a little ape shit crazy, man, and Occam was he was rock'em sock'em occam, man. He was doing his thing.
You should do that, man. Rock'em sock'em occam. You should. There you go. Rock'em sock'em razors. There you go.
There we go. Hey, that's a name.
Get your heads on some rock'em sock'em robots, man.
That's right. That would be really cool, man, with razors and shit. Razor fist.
Freaking cool. Yeah, you need to get need elephant in the room getting on this shit. The best for me, man. I swear.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna just hang out and talk amongst yourselves. Occam, tell us what your week's been like, bro. What have you been doing?
My week has been full of doing stuff for college, working, trying to get some YouTube stuff done, but I wasn't too productive this week, honestly. So, I mean, last week I was like really productive, and then this week I was like, eh. So I'm going to try to make up for it next week by being as productive as I can.
Well, cool. So, so yeah, have you had any interesting customer service problems this week at your work? Do you interface with the customers much?
No, I work in the back. I'm making the food, doing dishes, doing all the kind of stuff you do.
Yeah, you do a lot of mopping.
I'm not really. Yeah. I'm not really like serving the food, up front, taking orders and stuff. I'm making the orders and
you're spitting in the kind of stuff. You're back in there like wiping your dick on the food and spitting in it and stuff, right? Putting
the special sauce.
That's right.
That's the reason why. I think that's like, do you ever have obviously they keep the cooks and the waiters to an extent separate, but like if the waiter comes in and just go, I've got this real cunt on my table, spit in the food. Does that ever happen? I'm gonna have to ask.
Do we ever spit in the food?
No, I doubt you do. But do you ever get any requests to like fuck up someone's food from like a waiter or waitress who's pissed off with the customer?
No.
I just started asking.
No, we don't.
I think I know from experience though. Like when I've worked in like restaurants and shit, they usually like come and bitch and moan like in the little part like area where they can't be seen and shit. And they just bitch and moan about the customer before they go back out there and put on a fake smile and shit. And then at the end of the night, they sit there and complain about the tip, and it's like you fucking hated them. Like, do you not think that came across slightly that you didn't like them?
No shit, man. People can tell, man. It's like, I saw this. I went out with this dude one time, and it was funny as shit. He set out like a bunch of ones on the table, right? And every time the waiter fucked up, he took one off the table in front of him. He made sure he saw it, right? And and then the dude started like getting real flip with him and shit. And he just but at the end of it, there was like 14 cents left on the table, and that's what he left for the guy. So
the thing is like, I understand if you make a mistake. Like if I was sat there and someone had table and they just took it off every time I did something wrong, I'd at least go, sorry, I've done something wrong. There's one of those things where at least did he let them know what it was or why he taking it off?
Man, the dude was the wait staff was a dick, man. He was a complete prick. He knew exactly what was happening. I mean, there was a Yeah, there was an unspoken exchange of like, you know, oh yeah, you're a dick, you know, and it's like, yeah, I'm a dick, and so yeah, it was an interesting dinner. So yeah, I probably enjoyed his semen. You know,
you have a culture of tipping in America. We don't really like in the UK. It's like you've really got to do fucking well for me to tip you. So like usually I do. If I go for a meal, I usually like I'll put some money down, but we don't have like a set limit. Like got to be 10%, got to be 5%, or whatever it is. Like over the US, which I'm gonna have to get used to tipping, aren't I?
Yeah, you're gonna go ahead, Bubba.
I was gonna ask about that because I was gonna say that's one interesting thing I learned, and I haven't even been out of the country, but I just learned it from like I guess the internet mostly, and hearing other people from different countries talk about it. Apparently, tipping is almost uniquely American, but like I would have just figured the tipping was like universal, but I don't know.
Well, in the UK, we have
apparently
tipping.
not.
On top of that, sometimes we just have we have a thing in the UK. This is how it works, right? So obviously you have tipping, which you can do voluntarily at any point. But in certain places, when you go to like events and shit like that, so if you go to a certain function in a certain restaurant and they've set out a room for you, usually they'll put on a service charge. Now, the service charge it's usually not even mandatory. It's just there. And if you notice it, and you've had the thing is that it's there as kind of like we're going to make sure that you pay some service charge. But if you notice it on your receipt, you can actually say, "Look, I don't want to pay that service charge." You will be asked, though, "Was the service bad?" I know it is rude, I know, in a way, just to go, "No, you're paying for this," but it's almost to just make sure that the staff get a little bit of a tip, which I kind of get to an extent. And you can take it off your bill. And I think I saw this once with an old manager of mine in a bar. In Manchester, and we had we had a function in one of the like I say, in one of the areas, and it was a guy's like party or something, like, you know, 50th or 40th party, and obviously they'd spent a lot of money just to book out the room and stuff. Well, this whole room for like the event and stuff, for dancing and shit like that, DJ and stuff. Yeah. So and at the end of the night, the guy was just like, "What's this on the receipt?" Like, obviously the manager's bought the receipt directly to him, brings the receipt to him. He's like, "There you go, dude. I hope you've enjoyed your night," getting some feedback and shit. And the guy's like, "What's this on the receipt?" He's like, because he's obviously expected to pay a price, and then it's obviously been a bit more, and he's like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, that's the service charge." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had to pay a service charge." Like I say, it's not normal. And he was like, "Obviously you've given me a price. I didn't know there was a service charge on top." Like, it's written in the small print sort of shit on the website, like they do. So he's obviously gone, "Well, I don't really want to pay the service charge." To which obviously the manager's then gone, was it bad service? Like, and this is the worst part. Because the guy then turns around and he goes, "No, we had great service. I just don't want to pay the service charge. I've paid what a cheap what it costs for the. I mean, I swear down, I know how much it costs for that fucking function, how much it costs to book that room out for the night and stuff. So you're talking like, and then an extra % goes on top of that for service charge. It's not like just a set like, oh, you pay an extra 50 quid just to tip the stuff, because they probably won't give a shit. It's an extra % of like that grand, $2,000 for the night or something. So it's like a good %. So you're paying about £200 on top. And you're like, fuck that.
Well, yeah, but they do that in the United States too. It's like if you have like if you rent out a space, that does like parties and things like that, is that they'll add that service charge, and they'll add a gratuity into it too. They'll factor all that in, not just the.
Yeah, they do it with motels or hotels rather too. If you have like fucking room service or whatever.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was like, the manager got really pissed off with him, and I was like, and I didn't understand it because, and the explanation that the guy gave, and this was his main explanation for why he didn't want to pay service charge, is because he'd been tipping the bartender all night and all of the actual waiting staff. So he'd actually been tipping people all night. So he's like, "Why have I got to fucking do this service charge?" I was like, "I've paid for my service. I've been tipping all night." Right. The fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, it doesn't. I mean, especially under those circumstances, because a lot of times, there's like a community tip jar, and they'll divvy it up afterwards. It just depends on how the place is run. The way the bar, and if it's a heavy bar place, and the wait staff get tipped on a lighter scale, a lot of times they'll combine it and then split it among the wait staff and in the bar, and then plus the bartenders get like an extra 15% on top of that. But this is Agnosis Paradigm has just joined us, so say hey, brother.
What's up, everyone? How we hanging?
Doing good.
Just normal. flaccid. Yeah.
That was the answer I was looking for.
Hanging flaccid.
You don't have a little bit of a chub. I think not even a tingle.
No, not really. I've just had a smoke. It's like it's making me more relaxed than anything. I'll be honest.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Maybe later on. I mean, to be fair, I'm doing something wrong if this stream doesn't make me cream, right? So. Yeah.
you better start stroking it now then.
Yeah. Oh God, what do you mean, stroking my dick or just having a stroke?
Either one. Whatever you get off on. I'm not gonna judge.
Dude, if I can't really lift my left arm, I can't even have a smoke. Fuck.
Red will be joining us shortly. Occam, I was going to tell you that Isaac he had to cancel out, and so he will join us at a later time, not tonight, but in the future. So he had something coming.
Okay.
Anyway,
at a later date.
That's right.
Well, we see how it is with
and like a good obsessive compulsive, I overbooked anyway, so it's a perfect fit. Because Red should be coming. She should be showing up any minute. So, and we won't have to adjust our language at all. What thing?
Fucking language? Are you serious?
No, man.
What two Chinese? Like fucking.
That is just insensitive.
Konnichiwa. That could be Japanese. Actually, I could have completely fucked that then.
Oh God!
I have no fucking idea.
You just reminded me of. I started listening to fucking Poppy today, and I liked it.
No. I know,
man. I know.
No, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I was so weird. I was like, holy shit! I can't believe I'm liking this shit.
No, this is the experience I had with Poppy. I must have watched binge watched literally about fucking 20 of her videos, really confused of what is the point of this? And then I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a point to this, and I've just given up on it. I was one of the I watched it for about Poppy for about a day, and I think it was after I saw a Leafy video on her, and I watched her for a day because I was just they're only short videos, and you literally will just fucking binge watch a shit ton of them, and I was just because you just what. And it is really weird. And don't get me wrong, her voice is relaxing. The music in the background can be eerie and stuff like that. And there's something about it that's kind of I don't know, it tingles the senses. But at the same time, there's nothing to it. It's a waste of time in my head now when I watch it. I'm just why am I wasting my time watching a woman just go rocket ships, ships for rockets. What the fuck are you on about, woman?
Well, it was it was the songs I watched were one was called Microphone and then one was Mushy and
Microscopic Phone. Do you like my microphone?
Actually pretty good, man. And then the one I didn't like at all was the one called Pop Music, and I'm like, this is shit.
Do you want to speak into my microphone?
It's all shit. It's all shit.
Do you want to speak into my microphone?
No, she can't find her microphone. She can't find her microphone.
Poppy's so annoying. It's just if you want to have a fucking 4-year-old child, but actually she's an adult. But if you want to have a 4-year-old child, sit there going, why?
Oh my God! Please fucking kill me.
Her whole all of her videos are just do you like this? Do you want some of this? I think this is nice. Do you want some? Do you like this? What the fuck are you? I can't do it. What the fuck, Poppy? There's no commitment.
You want to stick your
fuck off?
Do you want to stick your finger in it? Do you want to stick your finger in it and lick it?
I'm gonna look this up. And I'm gonna look this up. And someone's gonna find me hanging. From
I swear out. We should. I should do. I feel like I should do a Poppy live stream where you should shove someone just to show people how dumb this. And that's all it is every time. And I really feel like just doing a stream where I answer her questions consistently. Where it's just do you want some of this? Yeah, I would.
No. No to everything. No.
I mean, it's easy to do a response video, right? She's constantly asking you questions.
She's hot, man. She's pretty, man. She's
good to look at. But the thing is, I mean, I couldn't fuck her because can you imagine how weird that sex life would be? It'd just be I think she might be into that doll porn stuff, where she acts like a doll.
And maybe.
No, I just went in her own.
that Japanese thing, man. That song of that mushy mushy. You know, it's like that konnichiwa. She says that in there, like kananabe kanami konnichiwa, and it was like, and I was just like bobbing my head to the song, and I'm going, I can't fucking believe I like this, you know, because my whole brain is wired to fucking hate shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
not even wired. It's just like it grates against my ears.
Yeah. What I, you know, see, I was listening to Ministry before that. You know,
that's all right. But like, listen,
you know what I'm saying? Though, you know,
he's trying to fucking stab me in the head with a knife.
This what I don't get is how like Poppy's like 40-second videos are getting like 170, over 100,000 views a piece. Right?
I can see it. I can see it, man. But I was watching the fucking thing. All it is this thing spinning around like in a spiral going into itself, and it's got the title of the song floating in 3D right in front of you. You know, like. You know, mushy mushy or fucking microphone.
Were you on drugs?
No, that's the deal. See, and but here's the deal. I had just seen Ministry's song called Flashback.
This is all you get.
And I believe I had a flashback.
Hello, I'm Poppy. Right in one sentence. Hello, I'm Poppy.
It's so weird, this.
Like, my life is meaningful and my time is very important.
She sounds like a really weird little kid.
I'm going to talk about self-worth, but I'm also going to kill you in your fucking sleep tonight. That's what that sounds like.
I'm able to receive information quickly.
No, but okay, so you think that's bad, right? Fuck it, I'm going to share my screen. This is what she looks like. Yeah. Right? In a Chanel. In a fucking shit. Sponsored by Chanel. There you go.
I have important things to do.
She looks borderline creepy though. Like,
nope, that's it. I'm off the internet. Fuck this shit. I'm out.
There's the whole thing about how the guy that produces her and like whether she's being held captive and all this shit. You know, there's all this bullshit about it, man. It's bullshit.
It's so fucking creepy.
It's just awfully crafted.
At 1.7 million views, we're going to interview a plant. Okay,
she's huge in Japan. I guarantee you, she is like the shit in Japan right now.
I don't doubt it in the least.
I love Japanese stuff, and I know that they would. I mean, they would just dive in on this shit.
To be fair, that's where tentacle porn came from too. So I mean,
well, yeah, of course, exactly. You know, it's like that's what I'm saying, man. Is when they're into something, they are fucking into it, man.
Really, 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 really deep. Well, not really, because they have small penises, but
yeah, not really. You know, it's like I don't know, man. They've got a whole bunch of like I don't know. Anyway, I was just thinking about Pop. You know, it was like I couldn't believe it because I remember tweeting it out. Like, holy shit, I like Poppy, and I just couldn't stop listening to that music for a while. I was like, and then finally I stopped, and it was like, okay, good, all right, good, thank you. I got my brain back.
You just need to not do it again. You need to go to rehab.
No, but it's like it's like certain bits of like. Do you never like Poppy doesn't really? I don't know. It weirds me out when I watch this stuff. I just find it so weird. Whereas I can sit there for 8 hours listening to that fucking. And this just comes from like I remember doing this when I was like absolutely pilled out of my fucking head at the age of like 18 in uni. It was like some guy bought some pills around had it, and he was like, "Dude, close your eyes and listen to this." And it's ASMR, but it was the having your haircut like a 3D haircut. My God, I was just like sat there, like my whole body was just like swear down ecstasy and also ASMR. Fuck me, that is ridiculous. And I swear down, I could feel like the hairs on the back of my neck, like when like there's like buzz cutting near the back of your neck, and like when you're having a haircut, you're like, whoa, shit.
You get that weird feeling up your back. You're like, ugh.
See, I thought I was the only one that did that, man. It's like,
no, I'm doing the same thing.
Like,
I think it's like I understand why people listen to it. It is kind of relaxing. I don't understand these people who just want to hear like, oh, I'm going to wrap my nails on this and stuff like that. I actually want to like close my eyes and almost be enveloped into another like actual feeling situation. Wrapping your I can fucking sit here all day with like a fucking can just going like. I can do that all fucking day. Seriously, 100,000.
Well, why don't we open our own ASMR channel, man? It's like. Hi, everybody. You're just going to talk like this for a little while, and you know, just touch ourselves and think about things, all kinds of things.
I'm taking my pants off as we speak.
Little things. Yeah.
On the CREEM stream.
On the CREEM stream. Welcome to the CREEM stream.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Too messy.
Well, you know, that is the point of this
Don't
stream,
stop.
you know?
Don't stop.
Hashtag too messy.
You're all way too hot.
He must be doing something right, all right?
I think it's just his voice. It touches me deep inside.
ASMR. It's one of those things. I don't understand people like. I don't understand the tapping and shit like that. But I will always find the haircut one. It's my favorite. It's like I'll always, because it literally feels like you're having a hair. Like it just, you did that. It just feels like you're having a haircut. It's crazy. I can't.
I like thunderstorm sound effects.
Thunderstorm's pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard that one where you're like you're in a thunderstorm. I just don't get the tapping and shit. And just like, okay, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ruffle some paper. We're gonna ruffle some paper.
Or are you doing shit with the fucking?
Listen to this plastic bag. Oh, how nice is that feeling? Yeah, like that's all you fucking hear on ASMR channel.
How about this? How about this one?
Oh, please, God, stop that sound.
Or this one. This is, my wife loves this when I do it in her ear, man. It's like
that one's not as bad. It sounds like Steve Shy's getting himself a blowjob.
it's a cat eating. It's a cat
That's
eating.
not that great.
That's guys speaking. What are you talking about? You've seen them lips? They're moist 24/7.
Man, I remember.
Well, that's the only
time,
blowjob he ever get. God knows his wife doesn't put out.
I was gonna say that's like the first time I heard fucking June. What's her name? Seanhead say fucking his mouth looked like a wet butthole. I left for 2 days, man. It's just saying that like it looks like a wet butthole. I thought it was funny as shit.
I've seen many.
His mouth looks just like a wet asshole, man. It's just hilarious.
I've seen many wet asshole. None of them look that nasty. Like it looks like it hasn't been cleaned in the entirety of his lifetime.
I am not touching that one. Okay.
What? $5 hooker still a $5 hooker. I'm not going to judge.
That's okay. I'm with you, man. I feel you.
You've got 30 pleasures in the ASMR spectrum. That's
Well, the ATM spectrum, but yeah, anything.
I would start an ASMR channel, but then like in the middle of every video, right when people are just getting into the video, I would have some annoying sound just pop up like.
Take a look at that. Oh, that's a noise. Oh, that's it. Take it up, bitch.
Are you guys paying any attention to the chat?
No, man.
No, what was the chat saying?
I prefer my ASMR to have stretched Scotch tape and fart sounds.
Scotch tape's like, yes, I'm gonna pull the tape. No, people love that shit. I just
Degeneracy.
I said degenerate.
It's like, I don't understand why you would go online to watch a video of someone playing like this when you can just sit at home with your eyes closed with a plastic bag going like this. It just doesn't make it. Have you not got tape at home?
It's so
You're not like
crazy.
Some people
close your eyes. Is that not the same thing? That's like
some people
surround sound, dude. Like,
Yeah.
some people watch Daddy 05. Don't you have your own kids to abuse at your house?
God,
I've got.
I'm sorry, it was too soon.
maybe it's to stop them abusing their own kids. They're just like, I can vent it by watching someone else beat the shit out of someone. Yeah, like porn for the rape.
Hot, somebody else that's doing it. Therefore, it's okay.
It's like snuff porn for a rapist, that sort of thing. Well, I don't know, actually. That's kind of the same thing. What we're talking about.
Well, yeah, except, they're not having... Well, I mean, I hope they're, having sex with a person that's above the age of 18 versus beating the shit out of somebody that was a kid.
Where is this conversation going? Fucking that's a good question.
I don't know. I'm drunk, so.
Sometimes these things, man, they're just like they start out a little
ASMR
inorganic or you know organic or whatever, and then we kind of
I'm underrated.
Just take a direction and we go. Just hit the gas.
My cognitive ability went away about like quarter of a bottle of bourbon away. That's long gone.
You know, say hey to Peter Hades and let's see, Goat Man, Academic Cub, Space Bitch. What's up, people?
Oh, space bombs. Yeah, they exist.
Digging everybody out there.
Thing is, the more I think about a space bomb, the more I think it doesn't work. Even though I'm so convinced I could probably make one, but I'm so convinced in a vacuum, it's not going to work. It's even. My brain's like, you can make chambers that will keep the water there. You just how would you stop yourself sucking it through? You'd have to have some sort of filter to keep the water there, but let the smoke through. I think you could do it. I think you could. Yeah, she gets it. See, Space Bitch gets it. Space bomb. I think you could still do it. I'm still thinking there's a filter strong enough to let smoke through and not water. I'm thinking so.
If you put a bunch of stoners in a zero grav area and gave them a bong, they would find a way to smoke it.
Yeah, that's
it's guaranteed to happen.
The thing is that you're thinking about fire in what's it called, zero G in a vacuum. So imagine how fire works in a vacuum, right? If you've seen it before, right? It's yeah.
That'd be dangerous.
No, it's an ox. Well, yeah, because it's one of those.
It goes everywhere.
You can't light a fire in a spacecraft.
Exactly, but you can. Of course, you can. You can have like certain. If you have a spacecraft, and then within that spacecraft, you've got a certain section for doing experiments. Of course, you can. But you can pull all the oxygen out of, and it's essentially like, and you'll have your own oxygen supply from the blowtorch. Yeah, of course you can. You can have control fires in space. It's not advised. Like it's just something that I think.
Right. Yeah, because I was thinking, man, it would like be, if there was like a steady leak of something, you know, flammable, you know, just good old plain oxygen, you know, whatever is in there is gonna, you know, that oxygen is gonna be absorbed by that flame, man, and it's gonna be nasty, you know, until it's gone, until all that oxygen's used up.
Well, the worst part about fires in space when it's involved in a spacecraft is because there's amount of oxygen, you know, because there's people in there and they need oxygen to live, and therefore there's oxygen. And if you add fuel to it, being, you know, whatever happens to be around, like fucking, you know, jet fuel, whatever they use, but it's like the fire isn't controlled by gravity at that point, so it can burn in whatever direction it wants to, as long as it has fuel and oxygen to burn.
Right.
That's why it's so dangerous.
When it burn in like a globe, I mean, isn't that what it does, Cog?
No, it's like if you do it in a controlled environment. Let me try and find some videos of this.
From my experience, it looks a lot more like some kind of weird. I mean, the globe kind of makes sense, but it looks like weird fireball almost. There's a controlled experiment, obviously, that I watched.
Yeah, I guess what I meant was it'd be more of a three-dimensional. It would probably be the shape of whatever, you know, the gas, the oxygen would have taken. It would probably occupy a similar shape.
Yeah, it forms around it, because once all the oxygen's used up and all the fuel's used up, the fire goes away. But
you know the difference between having a fire in a vacuum and a fire in zero gravity. Yeah, zero gravity can still have a rich environment of oxygen and stuff, but the vacuum will be void of it.
Void of all oxygen. Yeah,
where the oxygen's supplied. You see what I mean? As long as oxygen's supplied and you have that, you've got your oxygen, you've got your heat, and you've got
and the flame will burn.
Everything to burn, yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to have we're not talking about a cold. Not talking about in space. It's hard, of course it is, because space is cold. But if you have a warm environment, which is just void of oxygen, yeah, of course you can have a control. You can have heat. It's one of those things.
Right? Isn't there really no such thing as cold? It's just an absence of heat.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's another thing. There is no cold. There's no absence of heat. Do you know what I love about talking about this now? How we all know this now, but like, don't you love like watching like 80s films and shit like that, like space films, were all having a cigarette and shit. Like, you know, like in like Aliens.
Yeah.
And you're like, no way, that's gonna happen.
No way, not even like how is this happening? Like,
Or the planet detonates out in space and it still makes a sound. And you're like, no, it doesn't. It does not.
Yeah. And like, I think you could make a device for smoking. I think you could actually make, like, this is the whole point. If you smoke within a chamber, so if you actually light your bong and stuff within a chamber within the actual spacecraft, you're not using up any of the oxygen in space. You're completely separate. You can have those gloves and shit like that to smoke the bong. You just then have to smoke it through like a little pipe thing that comes out. Yeah, I think you could totally do that. I think you can make a space bong.
There you go. Then the stoners would prove you're wrong, probably. You just fucking stick them in a space with a bong and some weed and tell them, all right, figure out how to smoke and start killing yourself.
They will get stoned.
Water coming through, because obviously if we're talking about like zero G and how water works in zero G, and we're not talking about like creating artificial gravity. That's centripetal force, and that's completely different. Like that's a lot of G's, right? That's a lot of G's. So yeah, we're talking about like I say, like I've already thought about this. We've got over this. Me and Space Bitch, me and Space Bitch, and like and Ichabod and stuff like that. Yeah, we've spoken about this shit. We've talked about space bongs. Space bongs are awesome. That's my subjects I brought to the table tonight. Space bongs. That's right.
Or just eat space weed brownies.
Have you ever watched Expanse?
Mighty Morphin Stone Arrangement.
Cog? Cog, have you ever seen a television show called The Expanse?
Yes, I started watching like the start of it, and to be fair, I didn't get completely engrossed into it, even though like I know I need to go back and start watching it, because it is. I know there's a lot of it that was really good, but there was so many programs on at the time. I think I was really like busy networking and stuff.
Oh, dude, man, if you're into like accurate science on in sci-fi, man, read the books, dude. You'll love them. The books are great.
No, I know. This is the thing. I'm not a big fan of reading booes. I usually get like audio books. If I can get it as an audio book, that's cool.
Yeah. Do it. You'll love it. That's what I did too.
I fucking hate reading books. I'm dyslexic and I don't know what it is. Like I can read on a screen for hours, but the moment it comes to it, because I can scroll, and for some reason that works for me. When it comes to flicking pages, it's just like my brain just cuts off, and it's like I don't know. I hate flicking.
Yeah, I can pretty much do all three, but I really love listening to books, because I can multitask, and get the information at the same time. But the Expanse stuff is so good, and the science is so good on it, man. It's like, it makes you like, I don't know about you, but every time I see anything, my brain picks apart the bad science in it.
Yeah,
I mean that's just where I go.
What did you think of? I think one of my like I know there's a little like the thing is that when it comes to films like what's it called now, Interstellar, right? Yeah, a little bit about that film that do niggle about me about that whole 12th dimension and all that shit and stuff. And there's a few little things that niggle about it, but fair enough. It's hypothetical. But when it comes to like things like The Martian. Now that's a great film. I fucking love The Martian. Like even when they include like his own oxygen and shit, and how he doesn't calculate, but you're like, yes, exactly. The little jokes about thermodynamics that no one laughed at but me and my brother in the fucking audience. And I was like, do you not know what thermodynamics is, you idiot? Like, why did you come to this film?
Nerd.
Yes.
I like them.
I'd be laughing too.
Hey, Cog. I need to ask you something though. So you're British, and there's a show that I really love that's from Britain, and I've seen like every season of it. Have you heard of it? It's Red Dwarf. I'm assuming you've had to have heard of it at some point.
Have I seen Red Dwarf? Well, I think I'm actually now, aside from, I think season 10 was pretty fucking piss poor, but I still watched it. Yeah, I've seen every single episode. Yeah, I've seen every single episode so far, including the new series of season 12.
Season 10 wasn't bad. Wait, they have a 12th one already?
Season 10 was like fucking 4 shitty episodes where they just tried to go over the writer thing in. The thing is, and this is the problem with me and Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf, for some reason, doesn't fall when you don't have that canned laughter. There's something about that canned laughter that just makes it extra brilliant for me. But when you throw that out, sometimes for me, I'm just like, there are parts where I find it funny and still hilarious. Where I'm just like that. But if you had that canned laughter in there, I'd probably be laughing at this all the way through. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just it triggers. I think it's just how I started watching Red Dwarf. So when you don't see the canned laughter, it's a bit weird. It's like if I watch the IT crowd without canned laughter, it just feels weird. Seriously, try watching a show that has canned laughter in it. Well, not canned laughter, but an audience of laughter. That's what it was. It was an audience, and then take that out.
In the UK, don't you call each season? We call them seasons here, but you call them series there, right?
Series, seasons, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say they have a 12th season of Red Dwarf?
Series.
4 episodes are out already, yeah.
Well, I haven't even seen season 11 yet.
Mm-hmm.
So season 11th and...
Right, 10 was shit. 10 was shit. 10 was like 4 episodes long.
I've seen through 10.
Have you seen the one where they go? Have you seen 11 where they go back in time and meet Jesus and stuff like
that? Meet Jesus?
I thought that was part of season 10.
No. Season 10 is 4 episodes long. Season 11 is the one where they go. The laughter comes back in, go back in time, and
then I must have seen season 11 then, because I've seen like all the. I've not seen any of season 12. I don't think
season 12.
That one's like.
Right, season 12, you can so tell that it's. There are so many little bits on it that I want to just use in the future in videos. At this moment in time, I'm picking the right points. I need to watch them through again because they're so good. I swear down, you can tell Red Dwarf is not on the BBC anymore because it's on Channel Dave. It's been bought by somebody else. Brilliant, and the actors actually came back to do it. And you can tell that it's not on the BBC for one fucking reason. Their last episode. Right, and I'm literally going to break this down because I'm not going to like ruin it for you. I'm just going to. This is how I was giving it as a synopsis, and I was like, "Holy shit, I need to watch this." The last episode, they come across a ship that they go on where you're not allowed to criticize. Criticizing is literally against the law. Yeah,
wait,
criticism is against the law in the latest, like on this ship that they go to in the latest episode. Which that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to ruin anything else. Just you can. That's what. You can tell they're not on the BBC. You can fucking tell.
So basically, they're in modern times.
They're not.
You've got to watch it. It's so funny. It's so clever the way it does stuff like with it. But it's like there are bits about that episode, like the realizations at the end and stuff, where people are like, obviously, because people have to criticize, and because it's against the law, people are getting locked up and shit. But it's so funny because it's like everywhere you go, everything's shit. So it's like, oh god, I don't want to ruin it for you. Fucking ruin it. I'm gonna show
well, Cog, can you at least tell me, that they're not ending the show already, are they? Because like, I don't know.
No. Right, listen to me. Season 10, I think, was the last one that was owned by the BBC. I think that's correct. If I'm not wrong, they like bought it back for like a 4-episode thing or a 3-episode thing. And then you have season 11. Season 11 was when Dave bought the rights to Red Dwarf, and the actors, after years, were like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do this, because why not? They remember to like the known threat. It's fucking great, Red Dwarf, and they've come back. But the thing about Dave is that the writers over there, probably writers from the BBC, that have probably been fucking kicked out of the BBC now. Because Dave is a man's channel. That sounds crazy, but that's how they kind of sell themselves, like the Lads magazine sort of channel. You go over there, you got your Man versus Food, you got your Top Gear and stuff like that. You got your grand. I think they were the ones who actually helped them to do that grand tour that they're out doing now as well.
Does anybody else other than me and Cognitive Thought have any idea what the fuck schmeg means?
Smegma.
Smeg?
I'm too fucking drunk to be asking that question.
No, smeg is like whirlpool for Americans.
Why does your fucking picture look like a dumpster picture of Planned Parenthood?
Oh, sorry. It's my dual account. It doesn't have a strike against me for showing porn. Fuck it.
Well, it looks like it's about to have a strike against you, because that's just...
Inviting? Anybody know who Texilum is? Texilum's the piece of trash that gave me that avatar months ago before my darling daughter drew my lovely avatar.
I have to say, it's like a Rorschach fucking test looking at that. I swear. I just
It's a fucking ginger. Like, it's a fucking brunette that got her hair dyed.
Honestly, when I first looked at it, it looked like a butterfly made out of garbage noodles.
I thought it was like the innards of a human being, either that or the.
That's it. I'm dropping out. Come back with my avatar. Fuck this.
It's a butterfly made out of weird red garbage noodles.
I love that. I'll go that way.
Hey, look, Curtis is a typical woman.
Have you seen
Criticism's not allowed.
Shows in the Rorschach.
Oh, true.
All right, I'm gonna ask the chat. Type 7 if you think Red's hair looked like red garbage noodles in the shape of a butterfly.
One, if you think that it looked like a massive twat, a massive hairy devouring twat.
Type 3 if it looked like the bottom of a Planned Parenthood dumpster.
Oh.
Oh, of course, the Nazis show up here. Oh, they always come to my parties.
Right, I typed it out.
HH, right? Jews in space.
But I honestly hope that Red Dwarf never ends. I never want that show to end.
Is that fucking better?
Now.
Is that fucking better?
I wonder how many people are going to type 7.
Fuck you, Occam.
Did you see what he put in the chat, Red?
No, I gotta go back. I'm drinking whiskey. My back hurts.
Honestly, I still see a twats. How many joking, Red? How many joking?
You're drinking whiskey what?
What?
I have a backup channel. Honestly, it started out because Taxilum was fucking with me. I had one that was attached to my real name with that avatar. And then he threatened to dox my ass because I called him a bullshit artist. And yeah, bad things happened. And then they rescinded the avatar. My beautiful 18-year-old made me my avatar, and I'm an asshole.
At least you're not the whole ass.
No. I'm the asshole. I shit out other full asses. I have 4 I made 4 whole asses.
So you pooped out 4 Obamas with almonds then.
No, fuck that. They're too ivory skinned for Obamanism.
I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Special for me.
That was terrible even by my standards.
This is cringy racy. Cringy racy.
This is Red, be drunk, and incredibly racist, or whatever the fuck floats others' boats.
I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally, regardless of the color of your skin.
Alex Joseph, straight up Red, bottoms up, baby.
Many years ago, my brother from our fatherland came back to me and told me that we are not racist. We are merely speciesist. And we're a different species from those of the cloven-skinned. And they have no idea how to handle the rest of us. And we have no idea how to handle them.
Is that how you justify all the soul stealing?
Yeah, all souls look alike in the end.
Hey, Red.
Joke's on you. I don't have one.
Bitch, I'll dig deep and find a soul.
You'll dig deep. The only thing you'll find is my prostate.
I will dig deep until I... Wait a minute, who's saying Red?
Yeah, me. We need to know how tall you are. How tall are you?
Tall enough to get over you, motherfucker.
No, like, are you short or tall? Are you short or tall?
See, I claim I am 5'6". My daughter, who is coming into womanhood of her own, refuses to admit that I'm 6'6" because she wants to be taller than me.
Oh, okay.
She claims that she is 6'6" and she is shorter than I am.
Okay, so you're 5'6", so you're short. Well, that's pretty convenient because we were just talking about Red. We were just talking about Red Dwarf, and then right after we got done talking about Red Dwarf, a Red Dwarf entered the stream.
Schmeg on you! Schmeg on you!
A Red Dwarf with garbage noodle.
I have loved Red Dwarf since motherfucking 6th grade, and that's been a couple.
I've loved Red Dwarf since I was in 5th grade. So
fuck you! Fuck you!
I've been watching that show when it was rerunning on TV.
My 6th grade was well before your 5th grade.
Yeah, but it was rerunning. It was running reruns on TV when I was in 5th grade back, like in.
I was during the era of first runs, bitch.
She has the OG status over you.
What, do you know what? I don't care.
Ask me questions.
Season 9 of Red
I met
Dwarf
Craig
came out when I was in
motherfucking Charles.
5th grade.
I met Craig Charles and Danny John Jules at, oh my God, Anglicon in fucking 97. I'd say eat me, but he ate my friend Willow.
I am a bigger fan of Red Dwarf than you, Red. Just because you have red hair made out of garbage noodle.
Make the color of the fucking sitcom.
Garbage smeg noodle thing.
I found fucking Craig Charles face down in a pool, drunk out of his fucking mind on security detail.
All right, we need to start giving Red crack. That's guaranteed.
You know, wait. You know what? How did we start yelling at each other about Red Dwarf anyway? Because I brought up the whole.
I am a dwarf fan.
I am, yeah, but I'm a bigger dwarf fan. I might have been born in 1998, but
Red Dwarf, fucking Doctor Who. God damn it! Fuck you, Brits.
No, I don't care about Doctor Who because Red Dwarf is better. So do you know what? That means I'm a bigger Red Dwarf fan.
How the fuck? Just because you got a larger ass that spreads across your fucking couch? Ayo.
Nerds.
Whatever.
Oh, I love nerds. Nerds give the best head. Why? Because they appreciate it more because they don't get it as much.
That.
What?
Untrue statement.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're definitely wrong.
Tell me I'm wrong. You've never got head. That's why you say I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the side chat right now.
It's like, call me reading bitch queen.
Baby, you can talk about how much head I don't get or how much head I do get her. The fact of the matter is, I could pay a $5 hooker to give me a blowjob behind Walmart any day.
Yeah, I could pay your mom too. It wouldn't be worth it.
I mean, that is a valid statement. However, I wouldn't pay my mom either. That's saying something.
Hey, if family can't give you a discount, what's it for?
That's right.
Well, the fact that she charged you $5, obviously she thought he was ugly enough to actually charge you.
Oh shit! I didn't wear your daddy's
mask. He's taking it lower. He's taking it lower.
You know, I'm cool enough.
His daddy's mask.
You know, I'm cool enough. I can bend down and give myself a blowjob.
You want to suck on that black dick all you want? Go right on ahead.
I'll be your cookie.
Well, that dick technically. I got millions of pricks, baby, but they're all on the outside.
The coldest, hardest thing you've ever gotten.
The coldest, hardest thing I ever got was a hooker I picked up from the grave. Nah, never mind.
Get the fuck out of my family's hood, bitch!
Motherfucker, what do you think this fucking South Boston? Get your ginger ass out of my neighborhood.
Do you know what this reminded me of for some reason? It reminded me of the episode of Red Dwarf where what was his name? The Crichton was trying to
Are you still trying to fucking signal to how much of a fan you are? No one cares! Seriously.
Couldn't need a sense of being
Clayton the robot was like jealous, so like he built like a robot penis or something, but it was detached from his body, so it was running around everywhere like a mouse or something.
Hey, leave my ex-husband and his attempts to copulate alone. For fuck's sake. Man gotta get a nut in a hole. A hole is a hole is a hole in deep space.
Hey, whether or not it be an actual woman or the next door neighbor's garden gnome, a hole's still a hole.
Hold me up before you go. Don't let me
Well, that's the nice thing about the garden gnome. It never said no and it never ran away.
You know, I think this stream has gotten crazier than last week.
I am so sorry.
I think I made it this crazy because I was the one that ended up starting this whole argument about the Red Dwarf and then just went on from there.
No. Red has a serious affinity for the alcohol. Honestly, I've done cons. I'm gonna tell you, I'm turning 38 soon-ish.
Just because you are a red dwarf doesn't mean you're a bigger fan of Red Dwarf.
Bitch, I will fucking circumnavigate your ass and fucking suck you into my hole. Fuck off.
I'm fairly certain she means she's going to eat you in her vagina.
Yes.
I will.
That is an original threat.
I will steer away from the event horizon of your hole, and I will not get
The
sucked in.
gravitational pull is too strong. The clitoris is
No, I
driving
will
you.
avoid the event horizon of your hole. I will not be sucked in.
Too late. Already done.
The last to be satisfied, baby. The last to be.
So Red just threatened to reverse birth you. So do you understand what that means?
You have no retort to that one.
Wake me up before you come to let me.
Might as well rub one out before I die.
Oh my God!
What is this stream become?
Okay. Full disclaimer.
Well, you got me on here. That's
Okay,
something.
anybody else knew how highly drunk Red was tonight? Red has severe spine issues. She's refusing to seek medical attention for. I figure if I drink, it'll get better.
Her medical
You can obviously
her medical
tell
attention happens to have the name of Jack Daniels.
You can obviously tell
whiskey.
You can obviously tell Red's pretty fucked because she keeps mistaking the word spine with head.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
You know, I love how Cog has no words to say right now.
Wait, Cog's
He's
here?
like, I can't believe I'm on a stream with a bunch of these fucking plebs right now.
Okay, wait.
Wait, hold on, stop.
Listen to the drunk girl shout everyone down. That's all she is. The drunk girl shout everyone down. We know you're here, Red! We know! Hi, Red! Hi!
Yay.
So loud.
Sexual discussions to, disperse amongst the peoples. I am a degenerate ginger married with a spawn, and I have opinions, and I give a flying fuck. Doo-dah. Red don't give a flying fuck. But you know what? Do you, boo?
All the doo-dah day.
all about the. I don't care about the flying fuck so long as you don't steal my non-existent soul.
I have all souls I come into contact with.
My joke's on you. I don't have one.
That's okay. I reach into your fucking septosphere.
Is that a dirty way of saying you're fingering my prostate? Because
I'm gonna bang your butthole till you come. You got it?
10 cents a ride. Nobody rides for free.
Oh, I'm
Holy
sorry.
Jesus.
Was I supposed to pussy willow foot around?
No. I was just saying, give me 10 cents riding and do whatever the fuck you want.
I'll bang you in your butt. Good.
Oh.
Is that
By the way,
Seriously, Red does not give a flying fuck. See her 22nd.
I posted an interesting news link in the group chat.
Really?
Hey, Irene, do I have wrench privileges yet?
Do you have wrench privileges yet?
I don't think it's good.
Honey, only people that can drive. Only people that are sober enough to drive a car can get wrenched in this thing. So, you're gonna need a little coffee and maybe a couple of bumps of coke before.
Hey, Irene, my kids got home safe.
3 bumps of coke will be good.
3 out of 5 got home alive. We're good.
3. There's 3.
Oh,
the one tall and fat one
Holy
counts as 2.
But seriously,
that's Mara Jane. Holy shit.
Red has an anthem. I really don't give a flying fuck to the tune of Camptown Races, because Red don't give a flying fuck and do-da. That's why I showed porn last night and got my first community strike.
Good lord.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten a community strike as much as I fucking swear on a regular fucking basis.
I tried. It was Me straight sharing Pornhub videos got me my strike.
I'm just gonna show my dick then.
I don't have to show my dick. I just show other people's dicks and people coming in other people's hair.
What are you, Riley J. Dennis? It's not a dick. It's just a very large clit.
No, it's a prolapsed vagina. It's a prolapsed vagina.
It went back up into his Adam's apple. That's what happened.
It's his Adam's apple. So you get off, you just tickle it a little bit.
He's like, oh yeah, just stick your tongue on it. Blah, 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 blah.
I was always born a woman. It's just my clit's in the wrong place.
Do I have like the cleanest YouTube channel here then, or what?
I mean, an honest question, Occam, do you swear?
McCully was like, "This is painful, dude. I feel you, man."
I've got 3 people asking for my hole.
Well, maybe later, but I'm a little bit busy right now. I have a question. Occam, do you swear at all?
Yes, I do. Just not all the time.
Then yeah, you probably have to be.
Hey, everybody! Shh. Ask him to sing "My Pretty Penis."
No,
my pretty
no
penis.
way. What? Why?
Oh my God, this is crazy. This is tearing me to pieces. I can't fucking believe it.
Man, you need to calm down.
Holy shit. My drinking buddy is
a few streams ago, some crazy stuff happened.
Colonoscopy.
Tom
I see him.
was not fair.
A few streams ago, crazy stuff happened, and Red got obsessed with my pretty penis.
My pretty penis. Comes Razor.
I sent her a picture of my cock, and the only thing that she could say was it was mediocre.
My pretty penis. Occam asked for it. My pretty penis.
Wait.
My pretty penis. Occam wanted it first.
I didn't want anything.
Anybody else take their pants off at this?
No, this anthem is about my.
Well, that's part that makes it hot.
Wait.
I am the evil witch. Jesus.
Sorry, who's sending dick pics now? What's this?
I mean, if you want me to send dick pics, I'll send dick pics. I don't give a shit. Who here on the stream haven't I sent dick pics to?
His pretty penis.
Yeah, Occam, if you send him dick pics, don't send me dick pics. I don't want dick pics.
I can send it right now. I don't give a shit.
Well,
holy shit.
I'm actually getting a new avatar designed by Dual Wield. So he's gonna have to draw out one, and it's gonna have the full 12 inch.
Yeah, but no, that's
everyone else.
Come on, Occam, that's gonna look just like Barry. For Christ's sake. Why do you want a bear avatar?
No, I don't want a bear avatar. It's going to be.
Man, we did this shit last week, and you said you didn't want a bear avatar. Now you're talking about getting a fucking bear avatar again. For fuck's sake! I mean, what is, dude? If you go to a doctor about this shit, I mean, for God's sake, man, I've got a neurologist that's a friend of mine, man, but I don't know. Damn. Cognitive, what do you think, man? I'm not even drunk.
Have you guys been paying attention to the chat at all?
No, what are they saying right now?
Well, I expected you, Ogden, to take care of it, you lazy fuck.
Why me?
I don't know, you got nominated.
How is it my job?
I don't know, unanimous vote? I'm the only one who voted. Nobody else voted, so that means you got nominated.
I can't even stop laughing.
Well, you had no arguments, therefore I win.
All the comments say big thumbs up for Razor's pretty penis. No, I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't. I don't know what they just say stuff about no more bears. There's a bunch of stuff about bears in these new comments.
Well,
And I don't know.
man, if you didn't keep talking about getting a fucking bear avatar, man, they wouldn't bring the shit up.
Dude, you know it. Don't try to pull a T-tac.
What do you mean T-tac? He couldn't be here, man. He's off playing D&D, man, with his Dungeons and Dragons buddies, man.
I know, but I mean the whole
T-tac.
don't pull a T-tac troll thing going on like last week.
What are you talking about, man?
You know good and well what I'm talking about. You made a video about it on your channel. Pull it up right now.
Oh, the video.
Wait,
that,
did you ever?
Did I ever what?
Did you ever check the news video I posted in the group chat? It's like a breaking news update thing.
No, oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't check it out, man. I was too busy listening to you talk about your fucking bear avatar.
You brought up the bear thing.
Bullshit, man.
It's not a bear avatar.
Just talking about it.
Okay, just for the record,
sake, man.
it's not a bear avatar. It's an avatar that looks. It's based
like
off a picture of me.
You keep saying it looks like a bear with your face on it. Who wants to look at a bear with your face on it?
Okay. So dual wield is using a picture of me in real life, drawing an avatar, an animated picture of me for me to use as an avatar. So it's going to kind of look like I do in real life, but in an animated form.
Actually,
okay.
Occam's razor, you literally look like when I actually Googled Occam's razor when I was like 15, you look like the first thing that came up on the screen. Like the actual picture of it. And you're like, I'm just going to cut this out.
That's basically what I did. But I want an original avatar now that looks like me. I basically took the actual picture of Occam of Razor that they, William of, not Occam of Razor. Why do I always say that? The William of Occam or whatever that they, the whole Occam's Razor thing was named after him. The whole concept of Occam's Razor was named after him or whatever. I just took the painting of him, had it cut out and put over space or whatever. But I want an original avatar now that resembles me in real life. So just an animated version of me to use, which is what I'm doing. And as soon as Dual Wield gets his computer situation fixed, which he is going to get a new one here in like the next week or so, I think, he's going to make me a set of avatars based off a picture of me in real life that that are just animated and they have different emotions, like, you know, happiness.
Like Barry, like we were saying last week.
Right.
It's
not a Barry
You're going to get a Barry avatar just like Barry that looks just like you and have all the fucking expressions.
It's not a bear. It's not in a chair either. He's just standing.
See, he just said it was a bear.
And it's still going to be in space, but it's just going to be an original one.
God's sakes.
Red just left.
We keep telling you that the bear thing is a shot out idea. It's used up. You know, all this animals and stuff. Nobody's doing it anymore, man. You know, no, I got to have a bear. You know, you keep talking about bears, man.
I would not. Bears are overused. You know, at least if I was going to use a bear, it's not a prostate, man. Like, come on.
Well, you know we know how that stuck, man. That was a troll thing. So that's on me.
Well,
I have nobody to blame but myself. But at least it's not a bear.
The funny thing about the irish prostate is the only thing I could think of is somebody's diddling your butthole until it gets a little sore. I mean, I'm not fucking joking. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw your name.
When you get my age, man, you're like complaining about your prostate is like what you do for breakfast every morning.
I mean, that's before.
I'm old. I'm an old fucker. I'm just an old man that just sits there and just complains about my prostate. You know, it's like.
It was before I knew of your age. That was
just wait until you get this age, and every time you go to the doctor, he puts on one of those little itty bitty rubber looking things on his finger and says, "Come here," and then he like switches it with his fist and sticks his fist up your ass so far that it goes to his elbow, and it feels great.
I am never. No, well, I'm not doing that.
I've been
never.
No, that is not how that works. I have been elbow deep in a cow before.
Oh, really?
A man's ass
must have been a nice honeymoon.
That.
Fucking hell.
No, I've helped giving birth to a cow before. You fucking wedge your arm in there and you twist the cow around.
You've given birth to a cow before? That's
Yeah.
some interspecies shit, man. Fucking hell.
No, I'm sorry. You British folk over there are too busy sipping your tea and being a bunch of fucking faggots. But that's besides the point.
Simple as you. You're
We're over here actually
side.
doing actual agriculture. You're over there like
Changing Chris to chips and all this shit.
Hey, just
Fucking lazy languages, taking vowels out of words.
I am an Iowa.
vowels out of words.
Humor has a U in it,
Like you're
motherfucker.
like your papa's dick to me.
I am an
Aluminium or aluminum? What the fuck?
Aluminium.
Lazy bastard.
What are you retarded?
Lazy.
Wait, do you know what? That's a good
It's not
point.
that difficult to
Yeah,
understand.
why do you Brits add an extra sound that is not spelled out in the word?
Color.
What do you mean? Why there was Brits? Where do you think you got your fucking language from? What do you think you fucking?
You think you Brits invented fucking?
Where do you think your inbred language came from?
It's like ALUM. Wait, how do you spell aluminum?
Where do you think your inbred language came from? It came from our fucking country, and then you went,
No,
"Oh, would you
it
take
didn't
that
come
now?"
from your
Because
fucking country, dumbass.
you don't
It
fucking
came from
spell.
us. Just like
Okay,
your
tell
fucking
us
language
what
did.
the idiom. Tell us what the idiom sound is.
What? Aluminium? Because it doesn't. We don't spell it the same way. It's like color. We don't spell it the same way.
Aluminum. It's not that difficult to understand.
How do you spell?
Quid.
How do
What
you
is
spell?
that? It sounds like a fucking turd laid on a Scotsman table. Quid.
HUMOR. What the fuck? Is HUMOUR?
You literally spell aluminum. No, if you go to the store and buy aluminum, it says ALUMINUM.
Yeah,
There's no in there. It's enum.
no, fucking hell. Do you want me to show you the difference? Right, Ockham, Google this shit. I swear down, the fact that I have to say Google aluminium, they're spelled differently, you dumb cunt. Fucking hell.
Oh, it's spelled differently, you dumb fucking cunt. Fucking hell.
What the fuck was that? Is that English?
That's terrible. That's a terrible English accent. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Right.
Whatever. I've always just.
Watch. That's how you spell aluminium.
It's aluminium guns.
Aluminum. Yeah.
Aluminium guns.
No, it's not. How's that aluminum? You haven't got the extra I in there, have you? Or do you have the extra I?
What the fuck is the aluminum? Aluminum. Where does the M come from then?
It's aluminium. Aluminium. That's
how do you spell color? You spell it with U, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Where the fuck does the U come from?
Color.
Color. There you go. Done.
And actually, when you do look it out, you sound it out as mini So yeah, I can see that. I can see aluminium.
The British don't have a standpoint when it comes to the English language because theirs is bastardized as much as ours is.
He's got a point there.
Yeah, I do. You're not fucking perfect. Get the fuck over it.
I'm joking.
Walk away. We beat your asses once. We'll beat your ass again.
Agnosis, you dumb cunt. I'm moving to America. Are you fucking retarded?
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I know, but it sounds like
you're British.
Sounds like you were getting. As American, man, I'm defensive. Dude, I'm moving there. Fuck.
All right, fair enough.
Look at the spelling in the side chat and tell me that you can't read aluminium.
I see it too. I actually see it.
Fucking out. No, I call everyone a retard.
I see it. It's just
everybody hush up for a second because there's a serious thing. Because Agnosis just said something about us defeating the Brits once, right? We've actually defeated the Brits like 3 times technically, but twice. There was the War of 1812, correct? And that was
we had to kick their asses out of the country again.
Exactly. And then the Battle of New Orleans was part of the War of 1812. And then there was the what was that naval thing that happened just after the War of 1812? I can't remember. We need Charming Man in here. He's the historian. Mitch, y'all know who I'm talking about? Mitch. Hello, Cog.
Yeah. I don't remember any naval battle after that.
Sorry, did you say Mitch? Also,
I said something about. I can't remember. I thought we were in some kind of the U.S. and Britain were in some kind of naval thing.
yeah, I think you own like you have part of our naval fleets. You have like what's it called? Like nukes and stuff on some of our ships, where it's like if you go into certain like submarines and stuff like that, apparently like there's parts that you can't even cross over without like having a passport and shit like that, and you're literally going onto American territory technically. So yeah,
right, yeah, on the ships and stuff. But I was talking about it was wars. The technical. There's really technically just two wars that Britain and the U.S. have been involved against each other, right? And that was the American Revolution, and then there was the War of 1812. Right. And my brain is wanting me to think that for some reason, my brain is remembering some kind of naval thing that happened. And it had something to do with the pirates, and had something to do with you know, the islands down there, the Caribbean.
I'd have to look it up. Oh, I know that we had I know you got a lot of I know there was we dumped a load of like prisoners, and you also got a lot of slaves from the Caribbean. I know that. We also dumped a lot of prisoners on you as well, like we did with Australia. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's interesting because Georgia was a started out as a penal colony like Australia, and it's really weird because I live in the southern United States, and the American Southerners have a tendency to be a lot more like Aussies than they do Brits in behavior and stuff. So that's something that you're going to get a little bit of a culture shock once you move over here, but after a while you should like it, man, especially if I recommend you move to the South. It's just because we got prettier girls and better food.
Avoid West Virginia at all costs.
Yeah, that's kind of a that's a black hole.
Yeah,
Iowa's a good
East
place.
Coast.
Iowa is right in the middle of the United States.
Yep.
I mean,
That's
literally,
where I live.
if you draw an X from Washington to Florida and from Maine to Baja California, Iowa should be right in the middle of that.
I live in upstate New York, the California state of the East Coast.
Do you live near the Catskill Mountains up that area?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I went to summer camp at Loch Sheldrake, New York. You ever heard of that place?
What's it next to?
Liberty.
All right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
All right, okay, yeah, all right. God, that was a long fucking time ago.
That's a fucking shithole too. Well, I mean, shithole.
I was right. Those penal colonies do breed awesome people. I agree with that.
They do. But on the other side of things, it turns into a fucking shithole in the middle of winter because they don't plow the roads.
Ah. Man, we don't even get snow
I found one
anymore.
of the best fucking videos today that I can't wait to work. I swear, I found it. I've written a load of stuff on it, like information, just to fact check a load of shit. Because
man, you know what I did yesterday, Cog? Because I kind of wanted to get a better feel for your cognitive abilities. I listened to that 3.5 hour discussion that you had with Ask Yourself.
Oh God, we got so.
It wasn't even. Hey, dude,
Christ.
It wasn't even a fucking debate.
You just started saying the same question over and over and over and over again.
I mean, it was for fuck's sake, man. That was the craziest shit. No, man. I pegged their whole deal, and I'm amazed that he didn't get you onto his server.
No,
Because that's a vegan gains trick.
Vegan games. If you actually want to watch a better one, because I preferred the one with vegan games. We actually had a full-on conversation to the end, and we didn't talk over each other too bad. And it was like, I mean, I called him out when he tried to sit there and go like, "Oh, you're jumping now," because he tried to go, "Oh, well, don't you see animals as sentient life?" And I went, in the same way I see flies as sentient life. Technically, I see plants as that, but there's research into that, but you'll probably dismiss that. But let's just go to flies. Flies, I can pull the wings off, and they're gonna struggle, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And I went, cool. So you'd call them sentient, yeah? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and you'd kill them, yeah, because obviously pesticides and shit. Like you can't. And he was like, yes, I know. So you obviously understand this hierarchy. He understood the hierarchy, and I went, right, we're at the top of that hierarchy. We make that decision. It just doesn't get like it gets to the whole point. I mean, even if they go to the crazy point, and he didn't ask me, and I really wish he did. I really wish that he went down the stupid alien fucking path that he usually does. Because the way that I always look at this is, if you make a hypothetical where you go advanced alien life form, still farming meat, what does that tell you about advanced alien life forms if they're still farming? Like,
well, then they're looking for a food source, and we are the food source, and therefore we don't have anything to say otherwise because they're going to farm us anyway.
You don't make a choice. You don't have a choice when you're being farmed. For all you know, they could drug you up, and you could live your life just dosed up on fucking all sorts of drugs until they need to eat you. But let's be fair,
that could be going on right now.
But an advanced life form, listen to me, right? If you're hypothetical, if your absurdity has to become, and imagine there's another life form more advanced than human. Right, more advanced, right, to the point where they can travel worlds, and they're still
more advanced and stupid.
No, but what you're saying, it's just crazy to go like, are you crazy? So you're saying that maybe they've all put aside the differences, and they've still decided to continue to eat meat. So they're literally traveling from planet to planet now to eat meat, and you're going on like I'm the bad person because I'm eating. It seems to be quite a natural thing, even in your hypothetical scenario, that the top of the food chain can eat whatever the fuck it wants. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
No, even in that case, they mastered space travel. But you can't tell me that they found an alternative protein source other than going to other planets and finding meat.
Oh, no.
I have an alternative to space travel. I'm going to pour whiskey between my tits and see what races out the fastest to get to the goods.
Okay. So like I was saying, when it comes to space travel and actually traveling over long distances of space, there are two different ways that you can get across it. So obviously, you either have a species that hibernates. That's fair enough. You could have a species that hibernates for thousands of years. But then again, like how's it gonna? Why would it to be that advanced? Fuck, it'd be around since the dawn of time. Because if you think about it, it's a hibernating species. Then you have the idea of the squid-like form that can move at light speed, obviously, because squid. Well, at least squids can move. Wait, is it not squid? No, it's more of it's a mollusk sort of thing, like a jellyfish sort of thing. Due to their structure, they can move.
Wait. Mollusks and jellyfish are two different kinds of creations.
No, they're not.
One have a semi-hard shell, the other has a absorbent exterior exoskeleton.
No. A slug is a mollusk.
Yes, but their hard shell isn't.
No. A slug is a mollusk. Jellyfish are within the same family, at least, or at least I think.
Wait. How are they in the same family? Educate this.
They're invertebrates. They're in the same phylum.
Yeah. I looked
invertebrates. Yes.
But one has a better protector. One has a better, defense against adversaries. One has a harder outside, so to speak, than the other. A jellyfish, I could slip on at the beach and say, "Whoops, I done fucked up." But with a mollusk, I slip on that and say, "Fuck me, I fucked up," and it cuts my foot.
So yeah, it's one of those. It's called. Let me zoom into this because fuck me, it's so fucking small right on this. So the class Gastropoda is the largest and most diverse group. I swear down, like it's got pictures here going across here from jellyfish to slugs to snails. Yeah, there's loads. The phylum Mollusca, I fucking probably the Latin for it, including the snails familiar to all. Few would associate gelatinous zooplankton with any kind of snail. However, in fact, an astounding variety of plankton gelatinous snails that visit the waters of California. Some retain the remnants of gastropod shell and resemble typical botanic marine snails. Oh, fuck. Let me get to the point where it talks about jellyfish. So it gets to the bottom here. Because there are people that would say it's not even like a real one. So most have modified the gastropod foot into either a single fin or prepared structures that in some species enable surprisingly fast locomotion. While not true jellies, these mollusks nevertheless are endowed with delicate gelatinous tissue. Gelatinous mollusks are more complex creatures than fucking my fucking dyslexia. Ctenophores and snid. I hope that C is silent on all these. Fuck that. Jellies possessing true organ systems for circulation, reproduction, excretion, and digestion. I'll send you a link to this in the side chat if you want to look at it. I looked this. I was surprised by this the other day myself. I like jellyfish, and I actually didn't know they were a mollusk. And I sat there the other day, and I thought, I wonder if slugs and snails can travel at light speed. Because what is it that makes it about a jellyfish that can make? So I looked it up, and it was like, well, because they're a mollusk. And I was like, they're a mollusk? And I started looking that up, and I was like, no fucking way. Yeah, no idea. They're just a massive family, the mollusk family, or mollusca, phylum mollusca. There you go.
And there's Occam snail.
Well, goddamn. I
Snail.
think I just found the most awesome fucking gelatinous mollusks I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you
I'm being a
can't
smart
escape.
I'm being a smartass, obviously. I'm reading the fucking article right now.
Yeah, like I say, jellyfish can travel at the speed of light, so can travel distances if they can, actually make a ship and shit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
No, it's to do with their structure. It's to do. They can travel.
Right, he was saying based on their structure, if they can propel through space.
Yeah,
if they have the same, structure,
they'd be able to take up the G's and the
same structure. Do they have the same structure as light?
No, it's no. If we could get a vessel, hypothetically, if you could make a vessel that could move at the speed of light, a jellyfish could travel on board it, but a human couldn't because the G's would destroy you.
Oh, okay. I see where you're coming from. Yeah,
that
makes sense. That makes sense. Well, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically,
right? Well, the reason I brought up that whole deal with the with that conversation with Ask Yourself is because they, it's always this fucking, intellectual dishonesty and all this stuff. And it's like, well, hypotheticals are intellectually dishonest. I mean, it's like I have yet to hear any of these fucking people go on without any kind of hypothetical. If you take hypotheticals out of the equation, their argument is not winnable at all.
Well, the funny thing about hypotheticals is that hypotheticals aren't always necessarily wrong, but they're conjecture. So you could say like, oh, well, the market's going to make a massive crash because of, X product not selling as much. That may not be true because it's in the future, but if it becomes true, then you are correct. Therefore, when you originally said it was conjecture.
Well, it was just a hypothesis, right? It's hypothetical, hypothesis.
Well, I mean, at one point, even gravity was a hypothetical.
Right, exactly. But my point is that once you take the hypothesis out of the argument, for whether veganism is truly ethical, the ethically superior.
I like it when it goes to stuff like the Weyl fermion particle that was hypothesized for years. This is Weyl fermion particle can give electrons to atoms and stuff like that. So and that was something that was hypothesized as being it's one of the God particles along with like the Higgs boson and stuff, which gives mass. So and it's because and that's the thing. So it's one of the God particle, or the quote unquote God particles. That's what they call it. And it's just one of those things like that was hypothesized since I think it was like 1928 or something, or something like that. And they didn't obviously until they had the Hadron Collider. That's when they discovered it. Right. But it'd been hypothesized for years, and now they've got evidence of it.
Right. But did they name it that? Was it
was called because he hypothesized it. It was like he called it was like the Weyl fermion. That was his name. So when they found the particle, they named it after him, Weyl fermion.
Yeah, well, see, the logic I was trying to convey is that the whole argument, between the ethical nature of veganism versus, if you take out the hypotheticals out of it, and then you're just stuck with the reality that we have, where they talk about the appeals to social norms and and social contract and all that stuff. It's like they have to throw in the hypotheticals to get you out of that box. The whole game is to get you out of an intellectual box and to put you in their intellectual box, and then that way they can make it, because nothing is black and white, man. Everything is shades of gray, right? But they make it where it's black and white, so there's a win and there's a loss, right?
Well, the point is that it's, when it comes to them, is like either you're right or you're wrong. Either you're a vegan or you're not. And most of them are very fucking fanatical about all their individual beliefs. It's like, oh, you eat meat, therefore you're a murderer. Well, how the fuck am I a murderer? You kill an animal. Well, here's the difference, asshole. When I kill a human being, it's a cognitive human being. You're well aware of the fact that I'm killing them, versus working on a farm and dealing with cattle and
I think a cow's
the rule that goes along with it.
I think a cow's aware that you're killing it. I think it's more to do with abstract thought and the ability to create concepts such as gods and laws and morals in general, which I don't think that cows can do, which is the reason why we know that we can kill them.
If humans didn't exist, cows would never exist.
I think one of the things that determine. Go ahead. I was going to say the one thing. What determines sentience to me is being self-aware, being aware that the being exists.
Technically not. Right? Sentience can be a plan. Like I say, sentience is more to do with responding to stimuli within your environment, which I think a plant can technically do. Like to an extent, if you're talking about, but then they have like people talk about like automatic processes in comparison to like, that just happens anyway, and whether the body's even aware of that. So like you're getting goosebumps and stuff when you're cold, but you didn't ask your body to get goosebumps and stuff. Do you see what I mean?
It's supposed to be self-awareness.
Honestly, I personally wouldn't even use like
self-awareness. I get, yeah, that's totally correct.
I wouldn't even use self-awareness or sentience as a measure to because like even if a cow, if cows were as almost as intelligent as people, if they're still cows, I would still say we could eat them and use them for burgers, even if they had a language and all this other stuff, just because they're not humans.
So
we're humans, they're not. So I don't care. I'll still eat a burger, even if they can talk. And
so by your own logic, let's say hypothetically that the cows had evolved to use firearms and fought against humans, but you still find it playing devil's advocate here, obviously. But let's say that they actually evolved to hold firearms. Would you be all right with them hunting humans, since they are essentially self-aware?
Well, here's the thing, though. I wouldn't be okay with it, but in the same way they aren't okay, they wouldn't be okay if they were intelligent enough to know what we were doing with what we were doing, but that's not the point.
Guys,
it's about outsmarting them.
You're all going down the rabbit hole that they present you, and this is where everyone kind of goes wrong in the vegan debate. It's not one thing that separates us from. You think there's really just one thing that separates us from animals? Or just one little thing? No, of course it isn't. The fact that you can create abstract concepts means that you can understand that there can be a multitude of factors that make you different from. I don't have 4 fucking stomachs. Like, there's a multitude of different things that make me different from fucking farmyard animals. But when it really comes down to it, it's abstract concepts on top of the fact that we can understand morals. We can at least, even if we have psychopaths in the world that don't have this, because morals aren't based on empathy, or at least laws aren't based on empathy. You can follow a code, right? You don't have to actually, and as long as it stays within the boundaries of the law, you're totally fine as far as I give a shit, because that's part of the social contract that's one thing, right? Then you have this other thing where I call it moral agency that I believe humans do have, and I don't think animals possess. And I know humans at least have the capacity to have moral agency. And moral agency is as simple as knowing right from wrong. So if a psychopath with no empathy still knows he's got to follow the law, and he does, he's following the fucking law, so he still understands that moral agency of right and wrong. It's a moral agency is subjective. So this is the thing. So in some other country, they'll think slavery is okay. There's a multitude of factors, though, that you have to understand that comes into process with this. But like it or not, and the hierarchy of the food chain, the fact that we're omnivores, there are so many things. Oh, it's appeal to nature fallacy. Go and fuck yourself. That's nature, motherfucker.
But hold on. Well, I'll play the devil's advocate here. They say we are not naturally born omnivores. We are herbivores by nature.
No,
That's not
playing
true.
devil's advocate.
That's not true.
I can correct you on that massively, okay? Because I'm not the sort of cunt who doesn't look this shit up. Now, it's not just fucking meat and the fats within meats that allowed us to grow our brains. We also had to take on board carbohydrates as well, which includes vegetables. It was actually vegetation and meat within our omnivore. And you can tell within your fucking teeth that we've got omnivore teeth. Fucking hell, we've got fucking canines for crying out loud.
We've got canines.
We've got canines, which means that's for ripping meat. That's what we know from fucking the animal kingdom. We've got fucking teeth for at the back, molars for grinding up fucking, food and shit like that. I don't understand how they don't get that. There are so many things to show you're an omnivore. It's ridiculous as a claim.
Do you know what I don't understand about the vegan argument? How can they say that something that happened naturally through evolution could be immorally wrong? Because it's just the way that nature turned out to be.
Listen to me. Because morals are an abstract fucking concept that are fucking subjective, and no one can tell you whether you're subjectively correct or wrong.
Morality is a matter of an arbitrary measure.
You go to the Middle East with a woman, are you going to make sure she wears a headscarf because it's actually part of their fucking law and because it's the law of the land and you have to abide by those morals, otherwise you break the laws of the land? These are abstract concepts. Remember that. Ethics are based on subjectivity. A majority of people who agree on something, it's the reason why eating meat isn't immoral, because 99% of people don't see it as immoral. And I don't give a fuck about it. That's appealed to popular. That's how it is. That's nature for you, motherfucker. That's how it works.
And ethics are arbitrary. If ethics weren't arbitrary, then the same people that were bitching about veganism would give up their phone so that some fucking child over in Malaysia wouldn't have to fucking build it.
But we base our society on majority.
They're like, oh, well, I'm a fucking vegan. Instead.
We base our societies on majority, to be fair. We do base it on majority.
The idea...
fuck the majority.
How do you think people have voted in and shit like that? Majority votes, majority rulings.
Not in a representative republic.
I think that the very idea of vegans trying to put any other life form other than humans on the same playing field as humans, like the fact that they're even stupid enough to try to make that argument, it kind of scares me, because it's like, we shouldn't be putting any other species on the same level as as people. It's like let's say I would even say that this is really far out there, but I would say even if we found other intelligent life in the universe, I would say that we shouldn't make it illegal to kill other intelligent life forms in the universe if there was such things, because they're not humans. You shouldn't be jailed. You shouldn't be, unless it's someone else's property or something, you shouldn't be jailed for killing something not human.
Well, no. But there are certain conditions where it comes in. This is how social contracts work, because we work off abstract concepts, and the ability to it's waste half of the time. I think that if something is an endangered species, why kill it? What's the need to kill it? What's you need to kill it? Just to eat it, just because it's the last one. Not just why can't you just go and eat something? That's the thing. There are certain things where I think it comes into play with endangered species. I think the panda's going to kill itself out anyway. But it doesn't mean that I need to have a slice of panda right now. It's okay, I'll give them the chance and even though they're not even fucking, but we're still giving them the chance. And it's one of those things. I think when it comes down to endangered or something, there are certain social contracts that are going to come into play. When it comes down to somebody's property, because that's what animals are, guys. They are essentially property. You either look after the property by putting it in a foundation, which is, it has money going into it, and you keep that animal alive like a freaking panda, or you have your own animal. And if someone decides to kill your dog or kill your cat, you're probably going to sue them. It's your property. You can do. It's one of those things. It is essentially your property. But there are also animal rights laws that come into place, like in New York and Pennsylvania in the US. In New York and Pennsylvania, you can't tattoo your cats or tattoo your dogs, like that person's just done on Instagram, which has pissed everyone off. I think she's in Lithuania or some fucking shit like that. I don't even know what country she was in. But yeah, she's some model on Instagram has tattooed one of her her furless cats, one of those Sphinx cats, whatever they're called, those Egyptian ones. And she pissed a lot of people off. Is that animal cruelty? She put it under and it got the tattoo, and then they bought it back, and it's fine.
Here's my thoughts on animal cruelty. I do not support animal cruelty, like actual legitimate animal abuse. If you're just gonna go randomly beat a dog, I don't really support that. But that's just pointless. But here's the thing. I feel unless it's someone else's property, if you walk up to someone else's dog and do something like that, you could go to jail for, you know, vandalizing someone else's property.
Like if their property,
really,
if their property comes and bites you, it's going to get killed, isn't it? It gets put down. You may even get fined.
Yeah, unless it attacks you. If it attacks you, then you have the right to defend yourself. But like, I mean, if a property owner, if a guy that owns a dog kills or abuses the dog, I don't think they should be able to go to jail for it. It should be frowned upon. It should be frowned upon by society, but I don't think you should be able to be locked up for killing anything that isn't a human. If you kill something that isn't a human, you shouldn't be able to get locked up for it. Unless it was someone else's property that you just...
Property.
Oh, wait.
So do you think it's okay, like example in Korea and stuff like that? Sometimes there are just dogs that are stray that run around, and people will literally like catch these dogs and then kill them and then eat them. You're okay with that, yeah?
I don't really think people should eat dogs, but I don't feel like there should be like legal action taken against people for taking stray dogs. Like it's weird.
No,
but
if you catch a stray dog, no, but that's what I mean. Like you don't think they should eat it. So are you? Do you think that's totally okay for them to catch the dog, stray dog on the street, catch it? There's no tag or anything, just a stray dog, obviously. Catch it, kill it, cook it, and eat it.
If they do, I don't condone that personally, but I don't think they should be arrested for it.
But I don't
think there should be.
Oh right, okay. So you don't condone it, but you just don't think that there should be a law telling them that they shouldn't be allowed to do.
No. Like I don't condone. Like I don't condone animals being mistreated or like weird use or abuse of animals outside of like, you know, traditional things, like if you're like I'm not a vegan or anything like that. Like I support eating burgers and all that kind of stuff. I love meat. I love eating meat. I don't support like beating their pets and stuff.
What
or
about
killing their pets.
What if an animal's just on an endangered list, like in the country or something? It's on the endangered list because there are some animals that you'll come across and they're not even got tags on them sometimes, but they're supposed to be known as an endangered species, and not everyone's really aware of these things. But you decide, oh, I'm going to kill this thing and then cook it and eat it, but you get caught doing that, and someone goes, oh, that's an endangered thing, and you know you can get in trouble. Do you not agree they should be getting in trouble for that? Then they should be allowed to get away with that.
If they didn't know it was endangered, then no, I don't personally think so.
How can you prove A? How can you prove that they didn't know? And B, how can you prove that the individual wasn't doing it on the simple basis of survival?
Yeah.
Counter arguments to both of you.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Because if you kill a Bengal tiger, well, what the fuck's to say that it wasn't trying to kill you? A, yeah. And B, in your situation, what's to say that you weren't going out there to try to be a fucking asshole? It's all ambiguity.
No,
you're dealing with ambiguity.
Like, I think. So I'll go on. If you want to go
animals
first.
Live and die. Humans
live and die. So.
Okay, so what was your question to me again? That I'm supposed to answer here?
In my response?
Yeah, like what were you asking me?
I wasn't asking you anything. I was saying that in your situation, if an animal's coming after you and you're defending yourself, you're fine.
Oh, yeah, like
in his situation, there's no reason to go out and hunt an animal that's endangered. There's no reason to do it.
Okay, so we're talking about, let's say, an endangered bird that is known to scare easily. It's not the sort of thing that would attack either. It's docile, but like a dodo essentially. But it's trying to, that sort of thing. Like I think is the emu endangered? I don't know, something like that. It's not going to come and attack you. It's going to try and get away from you. Yeah, but you're saying like, did they kill it for survival? Like, there's nothing else around to eat, and I had nothing else. I was lost in the desert. Well, no, I think if you come across like snakes in the desert and lizard. I think I don't give a shit when it comes to that sort of stuff.
You're dealing with arbitrary measures.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, I was going to say
it depends where you are, really. Doesn't
I think basically, essentially, what I was trying to say earlier is that I don't think that humans should be able to receive, same or equivalent or even close to the same legal repercussions for doing things to animals that they can from doing things to other people. Like if you do something bad to another person, obviously you're going to get punished really harshly. But I don't think you should be able to be punished as harshly for doing something to an animal because it's not human, it's an animal. Ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a part of our species. It's not
Okay.
human.
What about people who go to animal rescue centers and then buy a cat or get a cat or whatever and take it home, cook it, and eat it?
People do that?
No, but no, I'm just saying, like, I'm sure some people are fucked up. They put them in microwaves and shit, but like, I'm saying, like, say someone's just done it, like an almost like, you know what?
I can't condone that.
No, I know you can't condone that, but are you saying that they shouldn't like get prison time for going to an actual place where they're like, we want it to go to a good home and stuff like that, and they're like, oh yeah, but I want to eat it. I'm still gonna take it home with me, but I'm gonna eat it, sort of thing.
So wait,
prison?
Should they be told
no? Wait.
Not prison because
you said originally Cog said he'd put it in the microwave.
No. I was saying there are people that are like crazy, and sometimes they'll go to a place and go, "Hi, can I have a cat?" And they'll come home and then they'll do something sick and twisted to the dog and stuff like that.
Oh, of course
they're
they
mental.
will, but that's irrelevant. You're gonna have those regardless. Bring on those vegans too.
I said that was irrelevant. I didn't say that was the point that I was making. I was just saying that in this hypothetical again, because it's hypothetical. If someone go in this society where you wouldn't have the repercussions for abuse. Well, basically, not you'd have it for the abuse you're saying, but not just for the eating of it. But I think there are certain social contracts with cats and dogs, and it really does depend. Like if it's stray cats outside, if it's stray dogs, if it's rats and shit like that. I know you don't condone eating that sort of stuff, but it's like, but people like there are people that will like. I understand people that will be driving and then they may hit a raccoon or something, and they're like, "Oh shit, I've killed it already." You've done it already. You might as well fucking make use of it, sort of thing. That makes sense to me. But like, if we're talking about someone's going outside and they're like, "Oh, look, a stray cat," picking it up and then bringing it up and going, "Right, I'll cook you too. Right, I'll shove you in a little cage there, and right, let's go and get the bolt gun thingy. Boom, you know, and fucking just cook it."
Actually, in my experience, it usually makes for a better dinner when you snap their neck before you turn them into food. But continue.
But here's the thing. The reason I would say that I can't condone animal abuse and killing like that, like, you know, of like pets, like cats and dogs, I cannot condone it, will not condone it. I think it's wrong. But at the same time, the reason I say you shouldn't get something as strict as prison time for that, if it like wasn't someone else's property, is because, like, think about it in the grand scheme of things, like nobody's going to really look back because it's not like because it's not a person. It didn't leave the same impact that a person would leave. No one's going to look back at that cat and be like, oh, you know, like a year from now and be like, oh, I missed that. I really, really, really missed that cat. And it's like, you know, it's really affected me. Like people are going to get over it really quickly. Like, you know, whatever. Especially if it was like a stray cat. Like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that I don't think prison time is in order, just because that seems a little extreme for something that's just going to be forgotten about fairly quickly anyway.
And Occam, your rebuttal, because apparently Irate is still not back yet.
I'm here.
So
no, I do know where you're coming from. I kind of understand it to the same extent. I wouldn't do it myself to certain animals, but at the same time, I do understand where you're coming from, and I don't really see a problem with it. I just thought I'd question you to be a dick. It's just like I say, I understand that, like, because when it comes to, I think that there are certain endangered ones, obviously, that there are certain social contracts written that defend certain species. And I'm not really going to go out there looking for species anywhere, or like squirrel hunting and shit. But at the same time, I do think from a point of view that if you make it quick and painless for the animal and stuff like that, and you decide to actually eat it and I don't know, maybe fertilize crops that you've got with its bones or something, I don't give. From my point of view, if that's what you decide to do, people can look at it and like frown upon it and stuff like that, and I would do the same thing. But like, I understand what you mean. There shouldn't be any legal ramifications. I don't think. I do get what you mean.
Yeah.
So can I ask something of both of you too? Irate Prostate, obviously devoid of this question, but have either of you slaughtered an animal before, personally? Gutted, skinned, cleaned, shelved.
No, I've seen it happen on a farm. That's about it. Like,
That doesn't-
I was
doesn't
I was
count.
really young. Like I say,
Only fish that I've caught.
Yeah, you do. No idea. It's a very arduous process of cutting the intestines out of the body and pulling it out, and then actually skinning the body vertically. And you realize that
I've no issue. No, but the thing is, like, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not really squeamish when it comes to that sort of stuff. I have no issue doing it. Like this is it's one of those things. I have no issue with the actual idea of killing, cooking, and eating. So, like, I actually don't have that. I can't explain it. There's no real sympathetic connection from that point of view of like, like I've got to look like. It's just one of those things to me. It's just, yeah. If I needed to eat, I'll eat it.
Well, that's the point. It's like it's an animal. It's near death. In our situation, when you just fucking slice it open, you cut out the gizzard, you pull it out,
You got
and
to
you do
skin
the
it.
rest of the business. Yeah, exactly. Essentially, yes. And
I
then
think I
you
remember.
cut-
I think I remember as a kid, like I think I remember my uncle like plucking a chicken, and I plucked feathers a little bit, like only like I was only a kid, and he was like, "Oh, come over here," and just like, and he was like, "Yeah, just pluck your feathers and stuff." I remember, like, do you know, like really young though. I can't. That is vague memory, but I do remember like slightly plucking a chicken. It's a weird feeling.
it's incredibly weird. I mean, it's still weird to me, like to this day, like slaughtering an actual animal. It's like sends a weird feeling up your back, but it's like it adds a certain amount of retrospect to it. When like a vegan start talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, all of these animals are herding." No, they are not. That's not how the fucking butchering process works.
I don't see it like that because I have seen, like I said, because I've seen real farms and I've seen how much care that farmers give their animals and shit. I can understand in certain big industries and stuff it can be worse, and I know that like some battery farm conditions can be quite shit to an extent as well, but it's one of those things, though, as far as I care, those things are just like that. All they want to do is eat shit. And that's all they like. Even when you have the free range ones and they have like a little, like an automatic food dispenser, the animals don't free range. They all just fucking chill where the food's going to come out. It's like fucking dumb.
Free range right around the food.
Yeah, right around the food, just ranging around the food, all waiting for the next crop to come out because that's all the wait. They're like, food's going to come out of here. Just wait here for the food. That's all they do. They're dumb animals. Fuck. You give them food for something, they'll do it forever. They will fucking do that shit forever. And that's all they do, just wait there. Food comes from here. Fucking,
Well, they are bird brains, to be fair.
No, they can problem solve to an extent. There have been cases of cows being able to problem solve, like undo bolts and shit with the tongues and stuff like that, like gate bolts.
Trust me, I've been there. They fucking lift the bolt up on the fucking gate and they walk out in the middle of the goddamn night.
Oh yeah, like
they in the morning, go out and chase rises back in.
That's ace. Oh man, it's one of those things. Like I say, it's cows can problem solve. That's not the that's not what. Well, this is the thing. Like vegans will always try and tie you down with that. If you say abstract thought, they always go, cows can problem solve. It's that is a part of abstract thoughts, but it also is the ability to create abstract concepts, which. Right. Cows can't. That's the main part of what we can do, and through abstract concepts we create societies, morals, rules, law. All these things come from just abstract concepts.
Engineering, right? Yeah.
Hey, there's a God that gives us these laws and things that we've got to do. And to be fair, we all kind of understood that we shouldn't really do that either, but it's an abstract concept that was agreed upon by many. Yeah, we don't kill everyone. Don't rape people. That sort of shit. Like, there are things that we added to it that God didn't quite get at the start, like the raping and stuff, but we got there in the end. We got there.
Don't kill, don't steal, don't rape. The usual shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was going to say, Agnosis, he had said something to the effect of that he had like several different dictionaries that had, that had a vague definition that murder wasn't a human murder, killing another human. And I looked at 5 dictionaries on the internet and Wikipedia, and I could not find one definition that did not have, human, killing human.
Oh yeah, no, but this is
as a component.
But we have theocracies around the world, though, and this is the thing with theocracies around the world. You we still have countries that run off the God system, which is why we still have things like rape in the world and slavery in the world. Because God said it was okay, remember? Like, that's the worst thing. You've got to move past the God thing and then start realizing, yeah, rape isn't really good. There are certain human rights like that we need to work out for people. There is a certain equality that we should have, to the point of, don't be a cunt to that person. Like defend yourself. Yeah, sure. If someone's going to do it, you can defend yourself and stand your ground. I understand those laws. But when it comes to like fucking someone's just being like I'm just going to rape that person. Why? Well, I'm allowed. Okay. By law, pretty much. Her voice is worth half of mine. She can't say shit. Fuck. It's
welcome to the Middle East.
That's just, yeah, that's insane, isn't it, man?
I saw this thing on Facebook, and I was like, oh, well, to this day, men abusing women is still allowed. Oh, do you mean in Hollywood or in the Middle East?
Oh God, yeah.
Quite
no,
frankly, Hollywood is the only one that has the balls to be like, we're gonna do this thing. Why are we virtue signaling about not doing this thing?
Me Too seems to be a weird campaign of just like, hey, everyone who's had a story that you've told every fucking friend, but it's vague as fuck, write it down in 140 characters. Hashtag Me Too.
See, I feel like the reason Hollywood tries to champion this whole, you know, the whole stuff about don't abuse women and stuff like that is because they're trying to like cover up for the fact that they do it so much.
The fact is, when it comes to rape, rape accusations, we fucking know now from several. This has happened several times, and the biggest one was actually quite recently. It was discovered that woman this year, who's like that guy who spent like what 5 or 10 years in prison due to a rape accusation. But she's done like several people she's accused of rape, and so the police started looking into it. She'd been raped quite a few times. And regardless of the fact that she's ugly, anyone can get raped, right? That's to be fair. But regardless of that fact, this guy's been in prison. He's now got out. They've now realized this was all bullshit and stuff like that. Do you know what she said she was doing and why she was doing it? To impress her friends.
What?
To impress her friends.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's a victim. It's a victim point system, dude. I'm more oppressed. I've been raped by 10 guys. Like fucking what?
She should be in jail, prison.
Oh, I think she is. I think she's facing sentencing, but I'm pretty.
She's facing 15 years, man.
Yeah.
At least. So
Justice is served.
That's leniency. That very lenient. Very lenient. You you tried to fuck a person's life, and the fact that the system just fell for it and just let it go, and the guy's been in prison. Poor bastard.
Yeah. They need to
sue the fucking cops.
I would sue the fuck out of them, man. I would too.
I wouldn't sue him. To be fair, I'd just be happy with the fact that she's dealing with a bunch of women in prison.
Bullshit. I'd be fucking suing him. 5 years of my life where he could have been raped in prison for all you know. He could have faced rape for not raping someone.
True, fair enough. But she's also dealing with women that have actually, been in prison for that long and having.
Who gives a shit? Maybe being raped will wake her up now. I know. I don't wish that on anyone, but I mean, if you're gonna cry wolf forever and then it happens to you and no one listens, come on.
Fair enough. You got me there.
But again, like I said, I don't wish that on her, but prison's prison, right? And you've just sent someone there themselves who's probably got it. In a weird way, it might be like the universe trying to balance itself out. Well, he got raped and he didn't really rape you. And you have been really kind of saying everyone's going to rape you. We've got these women here probably going to rape you now. You're going to be a lesbian by the end of this, seriously. Like I say, guys, don't wish it upon her, but the universe might try and balance itself out. Who knows?
I wouldn't wish harm upon anybody. I'm not that much of an asshole.
Exactly. I don't. But prison is prison.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had mentioned something. There's actually a culinary group that exists in the United States where the one night a week, one night out of the year, is that they have new inductees come in and what they do is they eat endangered food. And that's part of their I can't remember the name of the society, but they like, they're like have like flash, dinners and shit like that. And I can't remember the name of the people, man, but it was like when I found out about it, I was like, God damn, it's really fucked up. You hear the train whistling in the background?
A little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
It sounded just like a little bit of hiss on the mic, like
Yeah, that's my wife with the water.
So, wife's got them on lockdown. What's up, brothers?
What? Something happened?
Yeah, wait, what?
He turned his microphone off. I'm assuming his wife's got him on the lockdown.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about me, motherfucker?
All right, so feud. Let's go.
Oh fuck! I thought I'd taken it off. But yeah,
Talking about us behind our backs.
no, somebody was asking about drunk Alex Jones, and I just wanted to say, what is up, bitches? I'm just hanging out, listening to Irate, and y'all. It's been a good conversation. I think it's been very productive. Red was a little bit obnoxious, but she's my buddy, and you know, when she's drinking, where everybody's having fun. You know what I'm saying?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The streams are making your minds gay.
You liking that, Mr. Cognitive?
No.
Mr. Cognitive?
The streams retarded the frogs fucking straight.
Making the cogs gay.
Well, we're in a stream. If you think about it, we're in a stream, just like a little frog. You know, maybe it's not such a big stream. It's a small stream. Ooh, it's a creek. Really, this is more like a creek than it is a stream. What do you say?
I agree with that.
What do you think?
It's a lot better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a lot better than Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. Just so you know.
Cognitive, you with this shit, man? You picking up what I'm putting down, brother?
Yeah, drunken Alex Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't say. I'll give it back to IP, man. He's looking at me like I fucked his wife or some shit.
Well, you didn't fuck my wife.
We're back. I'm sorry about that, guys. So somebody wanted to hear from Alex, and I thought I'd give him the mic for a second or two.
Chatting in for a second. Yeah.
So what about the male vitality? What about that?
Yeah, that's I don't think it works.
My dick's still flaccid. Been flaccid that way for about 5 days.
Bro,
It doesn't work.
You are doing something wrong.
Well, usually I just slam into a car. Usually I just slam into a car door towards the black and blue and start swelling up.
Well, it's really interesting, Agnosis, because cognitive. It's usually the stream will start out like kind of serious, and then it'll degenerate into chaos. And like we've had the exact opposite kind of happen with this one. You know, we started out really kooky, and then it got tighter as the night went on. That's one of the more interesting streams. Yeah.
You did threaten to shut me down.
I know, dude. I didn't want to yell at you, you know. But I understand, you know, drinking, trying to have a good time. But it's like Cognitive is my special guest, and I don't want him getting stepped on like.
Oh, no, dude, I don't mind if people want to talk. I really don't mind. Like,
all right, man. Well, it's like I wanted everybody to be, you know.
Dude, I talk a lot. So like seriously, when other people talk, I'm like, oh, nice one. I just munched on some cookies and shit like that. Seriously.
You also sound incredibly British.
Well, he is. So, all right, tell us about your plans to come to the U.S., man. Tell me about that.
So my plans to come to the U.S. Fuck. So I'm actually coming over in December for just a few days, just to travel over there, you know, and meet the fiance of mine, and basically go out for a few meals, meet up with a few people, try and take some videos and stuff, shoot some guns, and then I'll be coming back to the UK, and then after that, depending on how many months and stuff, because there's a lot of she's got a lot of stuff to sort out at her end, I've got stuff to sort out at my end. And then I've got to stop smoking weed for a good chunk of time so that I can go to a doctor's appointment to get my visa and stuff like that and shit. There's a lot of money. It's just going to be costing a lot of money to get it sorted. But hopefully I should be over there at the latest in April, maybe. At March, I'm hoping to the end of March, if it would be the best thing to happen. But I just don't think that it is. I think it's going to be maybe April, probably May. But it should be before August anyway. It's just... It depends how long shit takes to sort out. That's all it is.
So what part of town are you going to be in December? What part of the state? I mean, the country?
I'm going to be just outside of St. Louis in Illinois. There's just outside.
Okay, so you'll be, yeah, I know exactly where you'll be. So that sounds fun.
Yeah, I've got some stuff to look at. Definitely going to go to a White Castle and get stoned. Do like
Harold and Kumar, dude.
You can't smoke that openly.
I've never been to a White Castle, so I'm going to do the thing like where you've got like me in front of the TV and stuff like that, and my cognitive thought head off, you see it on my face, and then just like you see like my smile come out of my eyes light up and shit. It'll be funny.
Yeah, you should get some St. Louis style ribs while you're up there, man. Oh my God, that dry rub shit is good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So make sure they're St. Louis style. Ask for that specifically.
What's that? St. Louis what? Sorry.
St. Louis style pork spare ribs or ribs.
Pork spare ribs. I've been told, because this is one thing we don't have in the UK, and apparently this is something that like I didn't even know this, right? I'm sure you can get it somewhere, but I swear down every supermarket and everywhere that I go to around here will only sell hot dogs that are like the pork, chicken, and so on. We don't have beef hot dogs really over here. You can't just go and get beef hot dogs.
Yeah. We've got a lot of, especially like Jewish, there's Hebrew National that are all beef, and this thing called Oscar Mayer. Those.
I've been told that everyone just keeps saying 7-Eleven or something like that. Hot dogs are awesome, apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a convenience store you can go to, and they've got them on the rotisserie.
Used to be open 7 till 11. Now it's 24/7, but it's still called a 7 till 11. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good junk food, man.
Oh my God, seriously, it's just like there's things I want to try out when I'm over there, obviously, but I'm going to be keeping my eye on the sweets when I'm over there, because I know your country has like we have obviously different food regulations in our country, and I think you have a thing like you have hydrogenated fat in a lot of your like munchies and stuff, which I am going to be staying away from. I am not getting fucking heart failure and shit like that stuff don't leave your body. I swear, it doesn't leave your body.
The stuff that you eat. What you should get is fudge brownies, man. If you like chocolate, yeah, you go that way, man.
But you do eat bread, right? Like Italian food, let's say, for example.
Well, pizza and stuff.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, pizza's technically not Italian. It's an American-made Italian food, but yeah.
No, I'm not talking about pizza. I'm talking about Italian food in general.
But just like bread and ciabatta and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have that all the time here, though. That's normal for me. I'm trying to get some American food. Yeah. I want to get like Irate Prostate says, I need to get down to Texas and try some of your smoked hickory meats and stuff like that.
Yeah, hickory smoked pork is what you want to get, dude.
Pulled pork, man. Pulled pork is my favorite.
Yeah,
pulled pork sandwiches are my favorite. And there's only a couple of places in the UK that actually have like restaurants that do like pulled pork sandwiches and shit.
Yeah, you'll love American then, because there's barbecue places. I mean, you could throw a rock and hit one probably, especially where I live in the South. Yeah. I mean, it's a big black thing down here. With half of the population where I live is pretty much African American. And some of the best food in the world comes out of some of those kitchens, man. So
it's really weird, because it's like in my head, it's like I can't think of anything better than just like it's essentially like a massive holiday, but I'm living on the holiday. It's really weird, like in my head to think about it, because it's like everything's going to be a new experience to an extent when I'm there. Like you have like state fairs and stuff, which I've only seen on TV, and we don't really have stuff like that. Where everything is deep fat fried. Like I know that's the day when I'm going to have heart failure, I swear. But like. I want to try out a few bits, because we don't really have those things. We have like a few open markets and stuff. We have a German fair, which is like at Christmas time, and you can like you can have your like Oktoberfest, but ours is more a Christmas. It's around like November to Christmas and stuff, and it's a German market, so you can come and get your smoked cheeses and stuff from like. But it's like Holland and stuff like that, and all the different places and stuff like that all come down from like the top of Europe. So yeah, it's
Occam's razor is out for now.
Yeah, hey guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
For now I got something I gotta do.
Well, we usually do kill the stream right around the 2-hour mark. So, unless there's anything somebody needs to really hammer on about.
Am I the only one who bought a fucking limerick today? Seriously? God.
Oh, fuck,
I
man.
just
Do your
say,
limerick, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Subscribe to Occam's Razor, and I've got to go. Okay, so
all right.
Right,
Hit me up
see you guys.
on the telephone and shit.
See you later, Rock.
Text.
Yeah, it was great hanging out with you guys again.
Right. Later, dude.
Have a good night.
See ya.
I swear down, I'm a fucking nerd. I'm the only one who does my homework. Seriously.
Well, usually,
America's
man,
better than
usually,
fucking Europe.
usually at 11 o'clock, man, you know, halfway point where you do the limericks, man, that totally went by me, and I apologize for that. But go ahead and do yours, and I'll yank one up here.
Go on. Oh, right, okay. Have you got one as well?
Yeah.
I do not have one.
You didn't
Probably
didn't do your homework. This is terrible.
Oh man,
So that's it. You're getting an F. That's right, a capital F for fuck you. So no, I'm joking.
I'm sorry. Do you want a capital T for we dropped your fucking T in the water?
You know what? I'm well, terrible one. I'm taking you down to a Z for a Zeta male. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's covered. That's covered. How many times we kick your ass again?
How many times you kicked my ass? I don't know. You've had your independence. Because
you couldn't get out. Oh, in World War One.
Did I move to your country? I'm going to be an American citizen in about 3-4 years, something like that. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, you're still going to be a fucking faggot.
I can't help I was born here. You're going to blame me for where my parents fucking sprouted me.
Damn right.
Such a racist. Such a racist.
Damn right,
white racism right here, right?
Damn right, because you're white. You're fucking so racist.
Oh, God.
All right. Read it. Let's do it.
Here's limerick. There was a girl on YouTube on a channel that you wouldn't be glued to. Her view count was shit, so she gained fake tits, and now she's got fans because of her huge boobs. Terrible.
So, all right, here's one that kind of rhymes with that. Said a different lady named Drude, "'Tis the first time I saw a man nude. I'm glad I'm the sex that's concave, not convex, for fancy things that must protrude."
That's disgusting.
That didn't make any sense, did it?
That sounds like his penis is protruding.
Yeah.
Jack and Jill went up the hill because
right-wing BDSM guys saying cognitive thought just sneaking through the southern border. Doesn't work like that. I don't look Mexican enough.
It's good, man.
You just do a little brown face, not black face, just brown face. You'll be all right.
Legally.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna cost me grands to get over there. It's ridiculous how much it costs.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, dude. It's but good. It's gonna be wonderful having you as part of this country, man. You're gonna love it. I love being an American. I love living here. And
I can't wait to just everything is gonna be just new to me. It's like, shall we go to the shops today? Yeah, sure. Everything's like it's like being a kid again. Like everything that I do is gonna be like, oh wow.
Not shop. Go to the store.
You come down here, man. We'll go shooting, dude.
Oh yeah, I keep getting told that it's store. You call it, and you have your different types of store, like you're got like Walgreens and stuff like that. Like that's
Walmart.
And
the big Walmart,
7-Eleven. Yeah. You have all this stuff, and I'm just like, I just go and pop into the shops. Doesn't matter what the shop is. I'm popping there. I'm popping to the shop.
What is that? What is that place that's owned by that Arab dude? God, I can't remember the name of it. It's a big Harrods. That's it. Harrods. What? Familiar?
Harrods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrods is like a fucking. Isn't that like a furniture store or something?
I don't know.
Or some sort of like
I keep hearing about it, so
it's probably like the sort of John Lewis sort of highbrow sort of things. Harrods, I don't know. I've never been to Harrods. I think it's like an expensive brand. If I'm not wrong, I could be wrong. But, I'm gonna look.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap the stream up, man. It's been awesome having you as a guest. Cognitive. I want to call you anything but cognitive. I don't know why. And I apologize for that.
Call me Cog, bro.
Yeah. All right, Cog and Agnosis. I want to thank both of y'all for showing up and everybody else that came and went. This is our prostate. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye, Felicia.